Hi to those watching. Today I'll be giving you a quick demonstration on how to do some groundwater sampling. The first thing we want to do is to label all of our jars. We're going to want to put the job number followed by our sample name, our sample ID, and the date and time of sampling. Once we've done that, we're going to want to do that across all of our jars first of all, and then we're going to want to put on our gloves just to be safe. Then, in order to be able to spread our collected water throughout our sample jars, we're going to want to use one of our unpreserved water bottles in order to collect the water before spreading it between all of our other jars. You can see from where I am now, we'll be collecting the water from this location, and I'll be collecting it from here. I'll do that by putting the head of the bottle under the water to try not to collect any of the surface materials on the water. I'll show you now. Just take the lid off. Yeah, we're going to want to put it under the surface. Try not to disturb the water too much to avoid getting as much sediment within it. We don't want to try and change the turbidity. And we'll make sure that we don't put any of our skin under the water. Now that we've collected that, put it over here. We're going to want to spread that water throughout our different containers. So we'll start with this one here. It is our dissolved metals or total metals jar. It contains nitric acid. So we're going to want to open it up, get our water bottle, and very carefully let that water flow into our jar. Be careful not to drop or spill any of it so we don't lose any of that preservative. Once we get that, we're going to want to fill it all the way to the top so that there is no headspace. Once we've done that, we'll carefully screw that lid back on. And there we have it. That's our first sample, fully collected. We'll still have some more water left over, so we'll be able to do a lot more of these smaller jars. Next one, we will do our glass jar. It's the orange label. This one will be for collecting our TPH, TRH, PAH, OC, PCB, OP. It's the whole suite. I think this one also contains no preservatives. Carefully pour that one in. Once again, making sure that we leave no headspace, being very careful with it. Screw that back on. And put that with the others. Now, we'll go for a bacteriological test. This one contains sodium thiosulfate. Take the lid off that one. You'll see this becomes quite monotonous after a while. We're just going to keep doing it the same each time. Making sure not to spill anything so we don't lose any of that sodium. And it's going to look like we are a little bit short of water. So I'm going to go and collect a little bit more, doing that the same way as I did it before, in the same location. Now that we've collected that, we can finish off this one. Making sure there's no headspace. We want the lab to have as much material as possible. Screw that one back on. Put that with the others. I'm not going to show you all of these because there's quite a few of them. But these containers are for our BTECs, our VOCs, alcohols, and gases. This contains sulfuric acid, and be careful with it. You do not want to get sulfuric acid on your skin or in your eyes. Be very careful not to spill it either. We'll fill that up to the top, leaving no headspace. We'll screw that one back on. Now, our kits will come with 4 of those jars. You're going to want to fill up all of them, preferably, just as it will allow us to not have any issues if the lab has to reanalyze our samples or analyze for multiple different analytes. I'm going to fill that again. Oh, sorry, I don't think I was going to show you that, but that's an example of me filling the second one. And that's what you will have to do another twice over. The last one we'll have is our unpreserved jar. This is the same as the one that we've been collecting with, but we've written the information on this jar and we plan on collecting the sample with this one. This one will be running the major analytes, including physical properties, solids, BOD, major caution, and any others. I'm not 100% sure what that one is. We'll fill that one. Since it's the same one as what we already have, it's not likely going to be filled with all of this. So we'll grab a little bit more. Still using the collection one, just because we don't really want to be covering our sample jar with this material. Should be enough, more than enough. Now we've got that there. We're going to fill up the rest. Being careful not to spill it, and leaving no headspace. So once we've done that, we'll screw it back on. That is all of our jars collected. Once you've done that, you can safely place them in your esky with the ice bricks in order to keep them preserved. And you can put this back where it came from, the water. However, I'll be using it to finish sampling. And that should be about it. Thank you for watching.